Hi, everybody. Welcome again to Ivy English. I'm Bruce.
I'm Angela.
And I'm Wesley.
Yesterday, we started a 2-day article called Healthcare Uniforms, the Colors of Professionalism and Perception. Today, we're going to continue in a kind of part 2, talking about the medical community, the colors of their uniforms when they are working, what's the relationship, and what do you think about it? All right, I'll read through the whole...
The title again, please?
Sorry about that. Healthcare Uniforms, the Colors of Professionalism and Perception.
我们的中文标题是那些你不知道的医护服装二三事。
What I think is interesting about calling this about perception is perception has two meanings. One is what you literally see and whether you can or cannot see something clearly. And the second one is your feelings about it. How does the color make you feel? So we're going to get into how the color of surgeons' clothing when they do surgery used to be white for the same reason doctors' coats are white, but it got changed to green so that they literally could see blood better. And then also the perception, how does various colors make patients feel when they're looking at doctors wearing clothing?
所以 perception 这个字呢，其实至少有两个意思，一个就是你所看到的，你怎么看，你看到东西什么样子。那另外呢 perception 也有各种看法的意思，你有什么看法，你有什么观感。
Okay, please listen as we go through the whole article of today's reading. White coats are commonly worn by doctors, but there is another type of clothing typically found in hospitals. This plain-looking clothing is known as scrubs. Scrubs are made up of a loose-fitting top and comfortable pants with an elastic waistband. They were originally designed to protect wearers from patients' body fluids or infectious substances in an operating room. The name scrubs comes from the fact that surgeons and nurses scrub their hands before surgery. Today, scrubs are worn by many hospital personnel. In contrast to doctors' white coats, scrubs come in various colors. Several decades ago, surgeons wore white scrubs to emphasize cleanliness. However, this color intensified the brightness of the lights in the operating room. Thus, the color was changed to green, which allows surgeons to see the red color of blood clearly and reduce eye fatigue. In many operating rooms, it is required that all personnel wear scrubs for safety reasons. Normally, surgical scrubs are owned or leased by hospitals to ensure sterility. Other colors of scrubs are also common in hospitals. As blue is associated with calm emotions, it is worn by nurses or other healthcare workers who provide direct care for patients. Nurses who serve children or pregnant women tend to wear lighter-colored scrubs, such as pink, which are considered warm and harmonious. Dental assistants and staff at private healthcare centers often wear white scrubs to show their professionalism. While there are no set rules for the colors of scrubs, they may potentially influence patients' emotions.
So, white coats are commonly worn by doctors. This is what we established this in our article yesterday. But there is another type of clothing typically found in hospitals. So there's another sort of standard clothing that is used by hospital staff for a specific situation. So beyond the doctor's white coats, there's other sort of marked clothing for hospital staff.
好，所以呢，这里讲到说，白色的外套 are commonly worn by doctors， 这普遍是被医生所穿着，也就是说医生一般都是穿白色的外套。但是呢 there's another type of clothing， 但有另外一种衣服呢that is typically found in hospitals， 这种很典型很经常的你可以在医院里面看到， found 就是看到找到的意思，所以医院里面还有另外一种很常见的衣服。
This plain-looking clothing is known as scrubs. Plain-looking means there's nothing special about it.It's
like almost conspicuously plain.
Yeah, 所以看起来很朴素，没什么特别的衣服呢 is known as 称为 scrubs. 那这个我们中文翻成刷手服，因为 scrub 本来动词刷洗的意思， scrubs 当名词，一种衣服就刷手他们穿的衣服。
So scrubs are made up of a loose-fitting top. Loose-fitting means it's not fitted to the body. It hangs very far away from the body. And also comfortable pants with an elastic waistband. So they're not meant to fit you closely. They're meant to actually go over your existing clothes. It's kind of like an overalls, but in two parts.
所以呢，刷手服呢 are made up of 有什么组成呢？有一个 loose fitting 就是宽松的这样的一个 top 就是上衣，还有呢 comfortable 很舒适的 pants 长裤。那这个长裤怎么样？它是有 elastic 有伸缩性的 waistband 有腰带。
They were originally designed to protect wearers from patients' body fluids or infectious substances in an operating room. They were originally designed to protect wearers, to keep the people in an operating room safe, especially if patients had body fluids with infectious substances inside of that operating room. And we'll give a few more examples of that just in a moment.
好，所以 they were originally 本来 designed to 他们被设计要干嘛呢？而且是 originally 本来他们被设计要能够 protect 保护 wearers from 所以 protect somebody from something 就保护这个人免受什么的危害，所以本来要保护这些穿着的这个刷手服的人免受什么 patients 就是病患他们的 body fluids 体液或者是 infectious substances 传染性的物质，因为这个人的血液啊什么它里面常常都含有这个传染性的物质痰啊，那都属于体液。那这个都是在一个 operating room 一个手术室里面他们流血啊爆浆啊什么等等的那些都是有传染性的，所以要保护这些穿着的人。
So why are these clothes named after washing your hands with care or vigorously? Well, the name scrubs comes from the fact that surgeons and nurses, so surgeons are doctors that cut people open, and nurses are people who assist doctors. These people scrub their hands before surgery. Surgery is when you cut people open in a hope to take something out that's causing problems or put something back together that needs to be put back together. So the fact that you're basically going into somebody's body means that you have to be extra careful not to introduce germs or other diseases into their body. And so one of the things they do to help prevent transmitting illness to these very vulnerable patients who are being literally cut open is to require the personnel to wash their hands in excruciating detail. You have to there's a time limit. You have to clean under your fingernails and around in every single nook and cranny of your hands just to make sure it is clean, clean, clean before you go and cut somebody open.
好，所以 the name 这个名字 scrubs 这个刷手服的名字来自于哪里呢？来自于 the fact that 来自于一个事实，这个事实就是这 surgeons 就是外科医生还有 nurses 护士，他们必须要 scrub their hands， 他们必须要去刷洗他们的手，不是我们随便洗手而已，而且要刷洗他们的手 before surgery， 在手术前他们要好好的洗手。
So since putting on these special clothes and washing your hands is basically two actions that happens right after one another, people associated the clothes with the action, and so now these clothes are called scrubs.
所以这都是手术前要做的事情，所以他们才会把这个跟那个他们手术穿的衣服联想在一起，才就称这个手术服为这个刷手服。
Today, scrubs are worn by many hospital personnel, not only surgeons.
那今天的刷手服他们 are worn by 他们被什么人穿呢？ Many 被很多的这个 hospital personnel 就是医院的人员所穿着，不一定是这个手术房的人。那 personnel 是雇用的人员一个总称。
Now, in contrast to doctors' white coats, which are just one color, white, in contrast to this, or different to this in a dramatic way, scrubs come in various colors. If something comes in a color, it means that color, it can have that color. It comes in, it means it is available in or can be made to be in this color. When you talk about something coming in a color, we're talking about a manufactured item. So we don't talk about trees coming in various colors. They just have these colors. It's natural to them. But if something comes in certain color, it means that the factory can make it in that color for you.
OK, 好，那我们看到这地方 in contrast to 就是和什么什么形成对比，和这个医生的白色外套形成对比的是这种刷手服呢 come in various colors. 这 come in 就是 it to be available 的意思，所以你可以买得到或者找得到不同颜色的。那刚刚 Angel 老师提出一个很重要的一点，就是 come in 通常跟制造有关，所以我们不会说树 come in different colors， 我们会讲这个产品，或者像这里刷手服，他们是 is available in various colors.
Several decades ago, surgeons wore white scrubs to emphasize cleanliness. For some reason we connect, well, it's easy to understand. If something is dirty, it's more likely to have a lot of germs in it. Therefore, if something is clean, it tends to be either colorless or on the side of looking white.
I mean, this happens because generally before soaps or before soaps were commonly available, people just boiled things to make them clean. And when you boil something, it tends to get paler in color. And if you boil something to clean, it becomes white.
好，所以这个数十年前 several decades ago， 这些外科医生呢，他们穿白色的刷手服来强调这个 cleanliness， 来强调他们非常的干净。
So surgeons used to wear white scrubs, but, however, this color intensified the brightness of the lights in the operating room. Because the more white in a room, the more light bounces around, and it got super, super bright. And we'll find out in the next sentence what they did to get around that.
Yeah, intensify 就是加强 to make more intense 加强或者增强强化。那 this color 指的是白色，但是白色呢会加强 the brightness of the lights 这个光线的亮度 in the operating room 在这个手术室里面本来就这个光线要足够要强，但是白色会更加加强那个亮度，那可能会变得太强。
Thus, the color was changed to green, which allows surgeons to see the red color of blood clearly and reduce eye fatigue. Fatigue refers to being tired, and your eyes can get tired, especially if there's a lot of light around you. In the summer, when you go out, you probably wear sunglasses. Otherwise, it doesn't just hurt for a while, but your eyes will get tired, and you'll feel that you have to protect them in some way. So if it's too white, that's not good.
The other interesting thing about why it was green and not any other color is, because there's a lot of colors that contrast well with red, although green is the best one. But also there was a bunch of color studies done in the 50s about how colors make people feel. And they discovered that pale greens and pale pinks were more calming to people.
Oh, okay.
And so lots of schools were then painted this kind of pale green that's also the same color as scrubs, and hospitals as well, in order to keep people feeling calm.
好，所以呢，这里讲到说，这个 thus， 那 the color was changed， 这个白色被改变成为绿色。那原因呢，除了这里讲的之外，还有一个就是刚刚 Angel 老师讲说，其实他们会在50年代有很多研究，他们研究出来就是淡绿色跟淡粉红色呢，会让人家觉得很平静，所以这个在医院里面这是很重要的一个元素，所以改成这种绿色。那这个绿色呢，它同时也告诉你说，另外一个当然重要的原因就是绿色它会让这个 allows 这个 surgeons 这些外科医生可以 see the red color of blood clearly， 因为绿色跟红色是个对比色，所以让他们可以看到这个很清楚的看到这个血的颜色，然后呢可以 reduce 可以减少 eye fatigue 就是眼睛的疲劳， fatigue 就是做某件事情所产生的疲劳，不是说这个你没事在家里面这个待很久就觉得累那种疲劳。Fatigue 是因为 physically 或者 mentally 你做了一些工作所产生的疲劳。
Now, in many operating rooms, it is required that all personnel wear scrubs for safety reasons. Now, it is required that. It says that the requirement is there, but it doesn't say who requires it. So that's what the passive tense does for us. We get to say that something is being done, but we don't have to say who did it. And it's kind of a way of getting around the question of who. And in this case, though, I think it's the hospital administrations that require this for safety reasons. And the safety is this, that when something horrible gets on you, you can quickly strip your clothes off and throw them out, and it won't be ruining your current clothes. And also, it's easy. The way scrubs are kind of made is that will not let liquids soak through to underneath very easily. I mean, they will if there's a lot, but it's easy to quickly change scrubs and have fresh scrubs. And that allows for people to quickly get rid of, disgusting messes and return to cleanliness.
好，所以在很多的手术室里面呢 ，it is required that 就是被要求有这样的要求所有的人员都要穿 scrubs。那各位注意到这个结构，那个 wear 是原形动词 ，it is required that 后面接的那个子句里面的动词要用原形动词，所以要求所有的人员都要穿 scrubs， 那是 for safety reasons， 是因为安全理由，因为这个scrubs 它的更换这个衣服很容易，而且它衣服本身的质料就有相当的保护作用，那所以呢，这个大家都要穿，以免到时候手术室里面这个也许发生大量见血、喷血的状况之下，大家可以赶快把衣服换掉。
Normally, surgical scrubs are owned or leased by hospitals to ensure sterility. If doctors took home the scrubs that they had used during the day, they're going to pollute their car, for one thing, and maybe their family after they got home. And you might have to buy a lot of them. So to protect doctors and therefore also their patients, these scrubs are owned or leased. Leased is usually used to rent something, rent a room in an apartment building or something like that. But you can lease an airplane. So why can't you release scrubs? Hospitals don't then have less expense instead of continually resupplying clothing for all the doctors, nurses, and other healthcare providers.
They're just outsourcing the need to keep track of the resupply.
好，所以呢，这个 normally 通常呢，这些这个手术用的这些刷手服呢，是由医院所有 owned by hospitals， 或者是 leased by hospitals， 或者是由医院租借给你。那目的是他们可以 ensure 可以确保他们是无菌状态，因为你不要自己带回家随便洗洗。所以呢，如果是医院的，你穿完要交给医院，或者跟医院借的也要还给医院，那由医院来进行这个无菌处理。那 sterility 就是无菌的状态 ，free from bacteria 的意思。
Other colors of scrubs besides the green of surgeons are also common in hospitals. There's a couple of colors that are associated with scrubs.
那其他颜色的刷手服在医院里面也很常见。
As blue is associated with calm emotions, it is worn by nurses or other healthcare workers who provide direct care for patients. So it is these nurses who are the ones who tuck in some patient into the bed or talk to them, try to make them feel calm, answer questions they have the answers to that they're allowed to discuss. And the blue color apparently makes people feel comfortable with others.
那他说这个蓝色呢 is associated with 和什么有关呢？和 calm emotions 和平静的情绪有关。所以 it is worn by 它是由谁来穿着呢？由 nurses， 所以护士他也会穿这个浅蓝色的这个衣服 or other 或者是其他的 healthcare workers 医护的工作者。那他们这些医护工作者当然护士也是啦，他们会 provide 会提供 direct care直接的照护 for patients， 直接在第一线跟病人有接触的这些医护工作者，他们就会穿蓝色，因为它跟 calm emotions 有关。
Nurses who serve children or pregnant women who are about to give birth, tend to wear lighter-colored scrubs such as pink, which are considered warm and harmonious. They're also associated, pink is associated with women, and so women and children often get served with pink things.
好，那护士 who serve 他们服务的 children 或者是服务这个 pregnant women 怀孕的妇女的护士呢，他们 tend to 常常往往会穿着 wear lighter colored 就比较浅色的 scrubs 这个刷手服 such as 例如什么浅色的刷手服呢？例如说粉红色，后面打个逗点 which are considered 他们被认为，那通常我们讲to be considered 后面可以直接加补语，他们被认为什么样呢？他们被认为是 warm 非常的温暖，然后呢 harmonious 很和谐。
Dental assistants and staff at private healthcare centers often wear white scrubs to show their professionalism. A dental assistant is not the dentist himself or herself. It's a person who helps by handing things to the dentist as he needs them or
They often do. They can sometimes do procedures on their own.
Probably more simple procedures, teeth cleaning, for example, that sort of thing. That's right. They wear white scrubs to show their professionalism You know, I'm a medical worker, and you see, I can prove it by wearing a complete set of white scrubs.
好，所以 dental assistants 就是牙科助理、牙医助理，还有 staff， 还有这个牙医的这个雇员、职员等等的，他们呢是 at private， 就是在私人的 healthcare centers， 在私人的医护中心的这些牙医助理，还有这些工作人员呢，他们常常会穿白色的这个刷手服来 show their professionalism， 来显示他们的专业。
While there are no set rules for the color of scrubs, like there's no law for how scrubs should have colors, they may potentially influence patients' emotions. So the color of scrubs still can make people feel things, potentially. There's the chance that it will influence their feelings.
好，所以虽然呢 there are no set rules for 这没有固定的规则 set rules 就是固定的规则。好，虽然没有固定的规则，这个规定这个 the colors of scrubs 就是刷手服的颜色，虽然没有固定的规则，但是呢，他们可能 potentially 他们很可能潜在的会影响病人的情绪。
Okay, that's it for the second day of reading material. Now we have some questions for you. Here on page 70, I'll read the first question. What can we learn about the doctor's coat from the day one passage, the first passage?
好，我们从第一天的文章里面可以得知关于医师袍什么事情呢？
Well, if you read all of these, A through F, only doctors could wear this kind of clothing in the past. Its color has remained the same since a change in the late 1800s. The white coat is now an accessory that makes doctors recognizable. Its color used to be the same as scientists' clothing, but is now different. The white coat is primarily worn for its ability to prevent contamination. The color of the doctor's coat was changed to white to make it less threatening to patients. The answers are B and C. Its color has remained the same. We're talking about the doctor's coat now. Its color has remained the same since a change in the late 1800s. That's a long tradition. And the other pertinent answer here is C. The white coat is now an accessory that makes doctors recognizable.
好，所以答案是 B 跟 C。B 讲的是这个颜色是从1880年代末期改变之后就维持不变了。第二个 C 这个答案呢也是正确的，他说白袍现在是能够辨认出医师的一项配件。
Number 2, which word in the passage means required by a law or rule?
好，文中哪一个字的意思是由法律或者规则所要求的呢？
That word is mandatory, M-A-N-D-A-T-O-R-Y.
好，答案就是 mandatory.
Question number 3. What is the original purpose of wearing scrubs?
一开始穿这个刷手服的目的是什么呢？
They were worn to protect wearers from patients' body fluids or infectious substances in an operating room.
好，最早他们是在手术室里面穿这个衣服来保护这些这个穿着的人不会受到病人的体液或者传染性的物质这个所影响。
So, number 4, please help the following people find the most suitable scrubs according to their jobs and place their names in the blanks.
所以题目要说根据以下人的工作，请帮他们找出最适合的刷手服，而且把名字填入空格当中。
So Kathy provides help during surgery, so let's give her scrubs the B scrubs.
好，那 Kathy 她是帮忙手术的进行，好，所以她应该是用 B 这件刷手服。
Mark takes care of little kids with rare diseases, so let's give him the A scrubs.
那 Mark 他照顾罹患罕见疾病的孩童，所以他应该穿的是 A 这个图的刷手服。
And Jill serves elderly patients living in hospital wards. Let's give her the C scrubs.
好，那 Jill 他服务住在医院病房的年长病患，那我们应该给他 C 这件衣服。
Okay, hope you did well on that. If not, reread the article or articles to find out why our answers for you are correct. Well, that's it for the three of us for today. Until the next time.
Bye-bye.